already. Hi, hello. Welcome back for another comfy, cozy reading. I know it's been a hot minute, okay? Not gonna lie, your girl has been depressed. The collective energy has also been quite heavy, so it's hard to tap into and also deal with my own stuff at the same time. And rest at the same time as that. So it's just, things have been a lot recently, but very mental heavy. Not a lot of physical things have been happening in my life. Actually, things in my physical life have been going pretty great. It's just balancing the mind aspect. It's like when things get calm, my mind gets loud, and that could really resonate for whoever's watching this. This whole rant could resonate, to be honest. I've been trying to post and like I'll accidentally delete videos, or the sound will be off, or the video will just like not feel right, and things just haven't been feeling right. And as good as things have been going and as calm as things have been in the 3D, things are very hectic up here. So you could really resonate with that, and I want to tap into it, even if it hits a little bit close to home. That's okay. We'll just tap into whatever we tap into. Anywho, so I mean, hey, if you stuck around this long and you listened to that ramble, A, I love you. And B, this could be a reading. So stick around if you feel called. Remember not to take any of this stuff too seriously. It's really just for extra confirmation for what your intuition has been telling you, and to help you build a stronger bond with yourself and with your higher self and with your spirit team, and truly whatever you believe in. But at the end of the day, create a stronger bond between you and yourself and your power. That's all I truly care about. What you do with the rest of it is what you do with the rest of it. That is all up to personal preference. There's never any judgment on this account from me ever. It's too exhausting, to be honest, to judge. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. It's none of my business, if I'm being honest, except for this business. This is gonna be my business. But only because you are calling me in to like talk about your business. You're like attracting me, okay? Anyway, I'm feeling kind of sassy and kind of like defensive. So you could be feeling defensive. The star on the bottom. Oh, sorry, I should probably cover her so that I don't get this video taken down. Anywho, what is this weird, chaotic, scattered energy? Can you please tell me more? As always, only for their highest good, of course. But what is going on? Yeah, a lot of past stuff is coming up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. You could be very kind of like heavy in your masculine energy right now. You don't have to be like, you don't have to identify as a man. Just, it's all energy. It's not gender specific in any way, shape, or form ever. We all kind of like go back and forth between our feminine and masculine energies, and then we also have one that we feel the most comfortable in, and that we kind of have like the most healing to do in. And it's really just about finding a balance in both. Anyways, if you watch my readings regularly, you hear that spiel a lot. King of Swords, you could be just like heavy in your masculine energy right now, but in a sense where it's like you're taking the initiative to, I'm hearing, sort through your past a little bit, especially with the 6 of Cups and the 5 of Cups and the Page of Swords. It's like you're studying, you're reflecting, you are trying to like learn from things from your past, but I feel like you're intellectualizing it a little bit too much. I feel like you may be trying to detach yourself from it by making it make sense, if that makes sense. You know, it's like you're trying to create a reason for it in order to like let it go. Like you're trying to connect the dots, see the purpose of it all, see the reasoning for it all, see how it all connects, learn from things that trigger you from the past in order to let it go. And that is great and that is beautiful. Too much of anything is not good for us. But I'm going to pull more cards because we do have some cup energy. Like I do feel like you are in your heart space a little bit, but I feel like you're being called maybe to be a little bit easier on yourself. Okay. Also, I don't know if I normally do this whole like A blah 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 B blah 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 thing, but for some reason I'm like noticing it a lot right now. So I don't know if it's something that I normally do. I don't feel like I do, but maybe I do it unintentionally without noticing. I don't know, but I'm noticing it right now. So you could do that maybe. I don't know. But again, it's just like I keep seeing like bullet points in my mind. It's like you're laying everything out so that it makes sense. And maybe you could also be like writing it out, because when I get a lot of sword, like the sword energy, air energy, it gives me also kind of like writing vibes. So you could be a writer of some sense, even if it is just journaling, which journaling is never just journaling. I think journaling is like the best thing ever. I love journaling so much. Anyway, you are really leveling up though. I saw the 9 of Pentacles, which gives me like mini Empress vibes. It's like you are really leveling up and kind of like starting to see the fruits of your labor a little bit. Like I said, I feel like you've gotten yourself to a pretty good kind of like calm place in your life physically. Like in your 3D it's good, but because it's so calm and you don't have anything to focus on in the 3D, it's like your mind has other things to focus on, or can find other things to focus on. So old things that have not been felt and released. I'm getting like really anxious, like really tight in the shoulders and in the chest. That's why I'm getting like heart chakra vibes major. Like the last couple of days, the anxiety, well, not last couple of days, pretty much the whole month, the anxiety has been really bad. Tightness in the chest a lot. Like I find I have to like, okay, like just manually breathe. Like let's just take a second. I feel like the collective that I'm speaking to, you could be an anxious bunch. You could overthink a lot. I just want to make sure that I'm like fully in frame. I can kind of see my reflection in my TV, and it looked like I was like out of frame for a little bit, so I'm hoping that I wasn't, but I'll see it in editing, and if it is, so freaking be it. I'm used to it now. I'm used to things not fully working out the way that I want it now. That could also be a message for somebody. I feel like patience has been the biggest lesson the last little while for myself especially, but also it could also be for you. I am bringing it up for a reason. Everything I say for a reason, whether I'm saying it intentionally for a reason or if I am channeling it, you know? Like, anywho, again, with over-explaining. Oh my gosh, I'm like actually kind of pissing myself off right now because I like can hear myself start to over-explain. I'm like, girl, stop. Just stop. Anywho, let's touch more into this. Anything else about the collective? What else about this energy? I don't even know. I'm stumbling over my words. I don't know what to say. I'm having a hard time like finding words or finding the right questions to ask. You could be neurodivergent and really struggle in social situations with like starting conversations with people, because this is so random, but in the shower earlier I was thinking about how throat chakra, I don't like speak up very often. I don't like like even greeting people. Like I'll say hi, but that's kind of about it. I'm very much like I'll speak when spoken to, and it's not a super intentional thing. It's just that, like, I don't really know how to have small talk with people. It's like deep talks or kind of nothing. It's like, what are you struggling with today? Like, what are you stressed about today? Like, that's kind of, I don't want to talk much about like the weather or like what you did at work, to be honest. Like, how are you feeling today? You know, I'm very much like that. Like, I don't love the surface level conversation, which is why it's really hard for me to make friends and keep friends, because I'm a very like all or nothing person, and that's something that I'm working on and trying to find balance in. So you could also be doing the same, because again, I went on this tangent for a reason. But oh yeah, and even with the 4 wands in reverse on the bottom, this can sometimes be a part about like miscommunication. I also heard like misunderstood. I feel like you could have a fear of being misunderstood because you've been misunderstood so much or like so easily in the past. Knocks at the door could be significant. Somebody could show up at your house, you could get something delivered. I'm not too sure, but there was just slight interruption. Not a big deal. It wasn't for me. It was just, I was worried that you could hear their conversation, so I didn't want to like, anywho. So I have a feeling there could be a certain situation in particular that you're thinking about, or I should say like kind of obsessing about. You could be dreaming about it also, to be like super specific. I don't know why I said it like that. It's like an incomplete cycle. It's like something didn't end the way that you wanted it to. I feel like you either didn't say what you wanted to say, or you said the wrong things. Like you said things, it's like you either said absolutely nothing, or you feel like you said all the wrong things. So there's like things that you wish you said, but it's like you're still growing, you know? It's like you're trying to give yourself some grace. It feels like I feel like you're trying to go maybe a little bit easier on yourself and acknowledge, you know, yes, there are some things that could have been handled better, but also look at what you are also now handling better in your current situations, in your present, you know? Like, you are learning from the past, so you're not the same person that you were before. You react differently, you respond differently, you learn from your past, you know? You don't just obsess and you don't just blame the other people. Confirmation. You take accountability for where you also lacked in the situation, and that shows a lot of healing and a lot of growth. And I just gotta say, I'm kind of really proud of you right now. Like, that's really good. And I feel like you're kind of having this epiphany about yourself as well. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Dang you. You could be going through a little bit of a glow up. Also, for most of the day, I've been like not feeling the best mentally, just again like really heavy. The seasonal depression like is hitting really hard. The dark weather is driving me crazy. I miss the sun so much. It was out today and it made me so happy. But what was I what the frick? Oh my god, what was I talking about? Damn it. I hate when this happens. Oh, I kept hearing it's always darkest before the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn. So I feel like you could be going through a really dark period and you're really trying to like ground yourself in your present by, yes, taking accountability for the past, but also giving yourself credit where credit is due in the current moment. I feel like you're trying not to be too hard on yourself, because it's past mistakes, and yes, you didn't take accountability back then for how you handled certain situations, but you're taking accountability now, and that's all that truly matters. And I feel like there may be this kind of like want to make amends in a sense, because the Nine of Swords and the Five of Cups, like exactly, King of Cups here. I could be speaking to a masculine because a lot of masculine energy is coming out. So again, like not gender specific or anything, but you could like reside in your masculine energy. You could just like be a bit more of a masculine person, gender not specific. But again, like I said earlier, it's like I wanted to see you more in your heart space, and I feel like you are trying to be more in your heart space. Exactly, like you're letting yourself feel the things that I feel like you kept yourself stuck in mentally, you're allowing to kind of like feel in your heart space more with the Three of Swords and the King of Cups. It definitely feels like you're allowing yourself to feel the things that you weren't for a while because you were trying to like make it make sense in like the best way, where you're like trying to transmute it for your highest good. So it's like you're doing it with the right intentions, but like again, too much of anything is not good for us. So like letting yourself feel too much where we're now like drowning in it and feel like we can't get out, rather than feeling it to learn from it, not to dwell in it, you know. And same with like intellectualizing it and like observing it, not to detach from it so that we don't have to feel it, but so that we can learn from it from another perspective, if that makes sense. It'll make sense to whoever's meant to, but I feel like you're having epiphanies about a lot of things in your life, but major life decisions. I feel like 2025 is a huge year. You could be a year like you could have been born in the year of the snake. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Yeah, I feel like this is the year for big life-changing decisions, and I feel like you're starting to have epiphanies about maybe what those big life-changing decisions are. Could be moving, could be changing job, it could be changing like school path, it could be changing anything, relationship, anything. Two of Cups is out here with the Empress. I feel like one of the biggest changes that is happening in your life right now, again, is very like, it's big mental changes, it's big like epiphanies, it's big perspective changes on yourself mostly. And I feel like how you view yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you view taking care of yourself, I feel like you're really starting to find love and joy in pampering yourself and taking care of yourself and finding a routine that works for you, and like feeding yourself, and like not only taking care of your body but taking care of your body, mind, and soul, you know, like finding balance in the three. And also I feel like in doing so is helping you set boundaries, or boundaries need to be set, is what I heard. I feel like by prioritizing yourself, it's taking up the time that you would normally use prioritizing others, you know. So it's like you're switching the narrative a little bit, and you're switching where the direction where your energy is going. And I feel like, yes, you could be extremely tired and exhausted right now, but again, it's because of the purging that is happening right now. I feel like once this season of purging is done, I want to say enlightenment, but like lightness, like I feel like I keep hearing light as a feather, then I heard stiff as a board. Oh my god, what movie is that? The Craft, I think that's The Craft. Which, it's so funny, this is a little side rant. I grew up a very sheltered child. I grew up very like Christian, like Baptist Christian, and so I was very like shielded from the witchy, like spiritual, like ghosty stuff for a very long time, until I discovered, like, I fell in love with like ghost hunting and stuff like that at a very young age, but not like super young, but probably like teens, because I was sheltered, so it was a bit later, but like early for me. But once I got into like the tarot and like really found my path in spirituality, that's when I discovered movies like The Craft and Practical Magic. And I remember when I was younger, there was one witchy movie that I watched. I think it was called Twitches. It was the one that was on Disney Family Channel in the early 2000s. If you know, you know, and if you do know, let me know in the comments, because I don't quite remember, but I think it might be Twitches. But correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, that's just a little side rant. So you could have, I mean, you could relate to everything that I'm saying right now. Everything that I say for a reason. But yeah, I feel like you could also be really like finding ways to heal your inner child right now and being very present, and like I feel like really allowing yourself to experience every single moment to the fullest without letting your ego get in the way. Because I feel like in reflecting on the past and kind of like, I heard like going through with a flea comb or like a lice comb and like really picking through your past and like trying to like learn from it, I feel like some shame has come up. I mean, obviously in doing so, some shame will come up because of your ego. You're gonna get triggered by things that you wish that you could change that you don't have control over, and the lack of control can be very, very triggering. But the way that you're responding to the trigger, I feel like is in a very like healed way, because I feel like the way that you're responding is very much that Nine of Pentacles, like learning from your mistakes, trying to be very mindful about the steps that you make and the way that you interact with your 3D world and with yourself. I feel like you're trying to be very mindful and very aware of your surroundings and kind of like what's going on at all times. I feel like you're trying not to live in your mind so much, but live in the moment and be in your body and in your heart. Again, rather than, oh my god, I just put the King of Cups again. Instead of being in your King of Swords energy, where you're living very much in your mind. Just like finding a balance with both, finding a balance of your mind and your heart, your head and your heart. Can you give me, what's this? Because I also kind of feel like other connections maybe like outside of you could be coming up. Maybe some rejection wounds, some situations that you could have seen as like missed opportunities. You could maybe be seeing the blessings in disguise, maybe, or how rejection at the end of the day is divine protection. You could be seeing maybe like sides of people that you haven't seen before, or like that are making you kind of like glad that you were never able to get close to them, or I don't know exactly. But I feel like, again, you're just starting to notice how things that triggered you in the past were actually for your highest good. And at the end of the day, part of the lesson was to learn to get out of your ego and be able to observe it from an unbiased standpoint, from like an outside perspective, almost from like a step back, where you're still able to understand the heart space of it, but not be so stuck in the trigger of it where your ego is getting bruised. Anything else? Anything else that you would like the collective to know right now? Anything else that you would like the person watching this to know? For the highest good. Ginger ale could be relevant because I really want to take a sip of my ginger ale right now. It's in a like water bottle. We had the 8 of Wands pop out. So what is this? What is this? And like the way that the cards are right now, try and pick it up like exactly how it is. This is how they're showing me the cards right now. So it's 8 of Wands, Empress, with the chariot poking out, and I was really focused on the chariot, and then when I looked down I saw the Empress. I feel like this could be you taking rapid action towards something. This could be your sign to take. If you were thinking of taking rapid action, this could be like deciding to move, deciding to change career paths, deciding to change like education paths, deciding to get that pet, reach out to that person, whatever the heck it is that you have been feeling so like called to do, but have felt that need for that extra confirmation, this and that confirmation, to just like take that action. Whatever action that you have been feeling the need to take, just take this as a sign to take that action. Just do it. Yeah, just do it. Don't let your ego get in the way. Exactly. Seven of Swords in reverse. Do not get in your own way. Do not. Thank you so much. I love it when that happens. You have no idea. Okay. Another little side rant. But something else that I was thinking about recently that's coming to mind again is how I think it is so wonderful and beautiful for people to be very like authentic and like unique, and like every single person is unique in their own way. There's no changing that, there's no denying that whatsoever. But I almost feel like there's too much pressure being put on people by themselves mostly to be like so unique, and or to just be unique, but there is no need to be. You already are, you know? And it's like all you have to be is authentic in order to be that unique that you want, you know? It's like to be that individual, that different, that like special person. You already are that special person. You just have to acknowledge it and allow yourself to exist in your authenticity, you know? And yes, it's difficult and it is a constant choice, but it's wonderful and it makes life lighter and more enjoyable. Makes it easier to like weed out the negative people and the fake people because you trigger them. But at the same time, one of my favorite things about human beings is that yes, we are each unique and very like individual, but we're also kind of like little mosaics of every person that we've ever like met and had connections with, and like any person that has ever impacted you has had an impact on who you are as a person and your personality. And it can even be as something as little as like the way that you say things, a certain phrase that you say, a phrase that comes to mind, a quote that comes to mind, something, you know? It's like people leave these imprints on our souls. I was thinking about it because there's like things that I notice that I say, or like the way that I say things sometimes. Like if somebody says something a lot, like I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to start saying it a lot. And I think I used to kind of like be a little bit embarrassed by it and like started to become like overly aware and like conscious of it to try and like prevent it. But then I was like, no, like I think it's beautiful. Like, and I would think it is so like cute and endearing if somebody did the same with things that I say and do, you know? And I don't know, maybe people do. Who knows? But I just think it's like kind of cute and funny that I do that. And it like it's weird to acknowledge things that I think are cute and funny about myself, because I would have never before. And I feel like neither would you. And I feel like that's why I'm talking about it. Again, I feel like everything I'm saying is like very relevant. You know, I feel like you could have had a very hard time taking compliments or acknowledging good things about yourself, or like good qualities, or like attractive qualities, attractive physical qualities, attractive personality qualities, things that you admire about yourself because you couldn't find those things before. I feel like you were so, as was I, do not feel alone in this whatsoever, as were so many people. Just like so stuck in like the darkness that you felt and that you saw and that you experienced. And like, I don't know, I keep saying that we all go through a phase where we hate ourselves, and it's just like something that I've been saying recently, and it's like I followed up with like, and it's a phase that I'm glad I got out of, you know, because not everybody does, unfortunately. And it's part of the reason why I like making these videos, because at one point or another in these videos, whether at some point I'm calling you out or not, I'm complimenting you as well at one point. And I like the fact that I can kind of like hype you guys up a little bit and remind you of the power that you hold, in especially the power that your mind holds. You feel like you control nothing. You control everything. Your mind, it creates your reality. What you believe, how you perceive things, the way that this life is experienced depends solely on the individual and how they perceive this life and what they want to make of it. You have more control than you think. You're just focusing on the wrong things to control, if that makes sense. The things that you want to control, you're not meant to control. You're meant to focus on other things, whatever that may be. Literally all I keep hearing is whatever action that you're feeling called to take, just take it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. I don't think I need to pull any other cards. I just think that you need to trust your intuition, take this confirmation, and take whatever action you're feeling called to. Because this is your sign. And at the end of the day, whether you do or you don't, the world keeps turning. You know, it's like there is free will. At the end of the day, you will do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, you should do it. Whatever it is, don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let the fear, the what if, the unknown stop you from whatever it is that you want, that you're longing for, that you cannot stop thinking about. If you want the clarity that bad, go get it. Okay? In the nicest way. I love you so much. I hope that this resonated for you. I love tapping into my masculines. I think it's super fun because I feel like that's kind of when I get more like sassy and like just do it, you know? Like, what's stopping you? As always, I say it with so much love. Never any judgment, because most of the time what I talk about, I too have experienced. So if I'm giving you a little bit of like crap about something, I've probably also done it and have had to give myself crap about it, and I've had to work on it and continue to work on it to this day. But anyways, I love you guys so much, and I hope that this resonated. Let me know how it resonates. Let me know if you need a personal. Feel free to reach out to me via the email in my bio. I can do email, written readings, sorry, brain fart, or I can do video readings, which go by like, the price varies depending on how long it is, but feel free to reach out to me. We can talk about prices over there. I love you. I will see y'all in the next one. Beanie says hi, if you can see her.